Hold on, my people. When it comes to fighting for your liberation, when it comes to trying to free yourself from oppression, there's different levels. A group of people who are being oppressed have to go through to liberate themselves, and then you cannot escape any step of it. You understand? You can't escape any step of it. First of all, when people are being oppressed, there's one level. There's a number one level. They try to, let me say, something. The first line of action they take, to try to fight their problems or to solve their problems. Let me put it that way: to solve their problems. And then, this first thing they try to do, this first thing the oppressed people try to do is spiritualizing their problem. They spiritualize their problem. Oh, it's the devil that is causing accidents. It's because of what I have done in the past, the sins I have committed, that I don't have a job, that I did not get admission. It's because I did not pay my tithes. It's because I did not pay my tithes that I got this sickness. You just spiritualize everything. You spiritualize everything. But then another level of awakening is when you name your problems. You know where your problem is coming from now. You know you have oppressors. You begin to know that this thing are people they cause them. There are people in power that are supposed to, do their job, do what they are supposed to do, release the necessary allocations, implement everything that is supposed to be implemented so that the system can function properly. You begin to know that yes, there are people. That is another level of awakening. Like here in Nigeria, there are many people who have gotten to this level, and there are still many people who have not gotten to this level. My own prayer is that the people that have gotten to this level, let them be the majority with the voters card. That is that. But the thing is, this next level is you have named your oppressors. And in this level, what makes you pass this level very well is if you are able to name your oppressors very well, you know the right people to point your finger to. You say, yes, don't point your fingers to the wrong people. Knowing the exact people who are in power or the exact people who have orchestrated your problems, knowing them is a way of passing this level very well. You understand? Then, when you are done with naming your oppressors, 3, understanding the system is another thing. The system that controls you, the system that, oppresses you, the system that is supposed to run the society that you are living in. Understanding how it works, how democracy works, how the allocations work is still another thing. Because for democracy to function properly, it has to be for an educated mass. An educated masses can be able to practice democracy successfully. And when I say education, I don't mean just book education. It's knowing how it actually works. It's not all about going to school. Were you taught the proper history in school? How much do you know about the system? What do you know about geopolitics? How the decisions of other countries affect you? What's going on in the UN and all that? Were you really taught these things in school? Knowing how the system works, educating yourself about how the system works is very important. It's something you cannot skip. If not, you'll just be misfiring every time, fighting the wrong battles. So that is the third step. Understanding the system that controls you. And it goes beyond book education. You can teach a fisherman this, you can teach a farmer this, you can teach a trader this. This is how it works. You can use your local dialect to teach democracy. This person is supposed to release this money to this person, and this person is supposed to be the one in charge of your security and all that. That is the reason why they'll go and share rice for this our mamas in the village, and they'll be saying, God bless you. Why? They don't really know that this person sharing this rice for them was supposed to be a person that allocates that is supposed to release the money for them to develop their communities, to employ their children, to give them free education, free healthcare, proper education of how the system works. That's why democracy is failing in Nigeria, because a vast majority, even those that went to school, don't understand how the system works. You cannot skip this. You have to study the system. Many people don't want to study the system. You have to study the system very well and understand it. So the next step now is mobilizing and organizing. You as a people who are knowledgeable about how the system works can start coming together. You have seen the problem in your community. You can mobilize. It could be in form of any kind of movement. It could be a political party. Political parties are intended to be ideological. That means they are to solve a particular problem, to have a particular strategy for solving a particular problem. You can bring yourself out as a group of people. Nobody can stop you if you people are plenty and you come up and meet the requirement for starting a political party that has an ideology to solve your problem. It might not even be a political party. It could be any kind of group where people come out and voice out, and stand against oppression. But you see, the problem with Nigerians is we try to escape it is easy to one day discover that religion is not your problem and start deconstructing religion and say you don't go to church and say you don't want to pray 5 times a day. All those things are stressful. It's easy to say you don't do all those things. But the stressful part of it, like the number 3 I just talked about, knowing how your system works, studying to know your system, studying history, studying geopolitics. Nigerians are very afraid of that. We want to just be reactionary. We want to just be reacting. Hey, before you know, we have run out for protest. I'm not against protest. As long as all these other requirements have been met and people are protesting, it's fine. You understand? We are looking for Messiah, somebody to project the figure of a Messiah to this one will save us, this one will save us, when you have to start mobilizing and organizing. You see, so you get the knowledge of the system, mobilize yourself, organize yourself, and put out something. Instead of being reactionary, you're just reacting, protesting and reacting, but you're not organizing. Who do you want to bring to the position of a president next year? Which people do you want to vote? How are you organizing and doing grassroots mobilization for this president, this person you want to be a president? You understand? Mobilizing and organizing is important. Instead of being reactionary, you don't have knowledge in your head, you don't even know the system that's working. You're out there, you're just shouting, this, protesting and protesting, looking for somebody to save you. Sensationalism, you want this, who is trending, who is this, who is the figure that we can project, our idea of a Messiah to? Is it Shawore, is it VDM? All these things are just sensationalism. And organized masses who are very knowledgeable of the system don't care about one particular person. Yes, there will be one person that can, put in front to talk for them, but that doesn't mean that everybody in the movement cannot talk. You understand? Mobilizing yourself is very important. You have to understand that no one person can save you. It's the collective consciousness of the people that saves them. It's the collective consciousness of the people that saves them. Peace and love.